to Dance for Worship. I am glad you're here, and I hope you really enjoy learning the art of dance for worship. We are going to cover in this video the basic steps you need to know in order to follow along in all of our dances, and basically these steps are used in different combinations to create patterns for the choruses and the verses and the different bridges of each song. So we make a pattern and then we repeat it for each section of the song so that it becomes easy, and once you get the patterns down, then you can totally focus on worship and you don't have to worry so much about your feet. So to begin, we will start with about 10 to 15 basic movements so you can get familiar with what the movements are, how you do them, and what we call them. So when we call out, for example, the first one we'll do is a mayim, then you know what I'm saying and what I mean by that. All right, so to begin, a mayim is a 4-count movement, and remember when in your mind as we're doing this, visualize a circle in front of you, kind of like a clock, and in corporate worship we're moving in a circle. So you'll move, if you're moving to the right in the circle and you're going around the circle to the right, you're going in a counterclockwise line of direction in the circle. If you're going to your left, you're going in a clockwise line of direction around the circle. So keep that in mind, because I am doing this by myself. You're not going to get that visual understanding of our circle. But note that in your mind, that if I say to the right or left, you're going around in a circle to the right or to the left. Now for mayim, which means water, we're going to weave our feet kind of like a stream of water that's flowing down. And so a mayim to our left is going to start with your right leg crossing over, and then your left's going to step out, and the right is going to go behind and left out. It's a 4-count movement, and that means your foot's going to hit the floor, touching the floor 4 different beats, and with the beat, your foot is hitting the ground. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, that's your right leg is gonna lead on that. So it's kind of weaving around your left leg. So right's gonna go over, left goes out, right goes behind, left goes out. That's one mayim, and it's 4 counts. And that's to our left. Now if we do the same thing to our right, it's gonna be 1 mayim to the right. You're gonna start with your left across. Left is gonna lead this time. Right goes out, left goes behind, right goes out. So that's 1 mayim to our right. Again, right, out, behind, out. So if I just call a mayim, it's going to be 1 mayim in that manner, where you start with your leg crossing over either to the left or to the right, and it's going to have 4 beats. Now we might call what's an open mayim, which adds a 5th beat. In that case, all we're doing is starting with our body in an open position. We step out with our right, out, then we cross with left, out, behind, out. If we're moving to our right, if I'm moving to the left in an open mayim, I'm going to go open, cross, out, behind. So all I did with an open mayim is add an extra opening step before I cross over. Either way, I open my body and then I start the mayim, or I open it this way and start the mayim. So that's the only difference with an open mayim to a regular mayim. You can also have what's called a mayim lift. So for example, if I want to change directions a lot of time in a dance, if I'm doing an open mayim or a mayim to the left, I would start my mayim, 2, 3, and instead of doing my final step out, my final step pauses and lifts. So for example, I'll do it from kind of an angle here. If I'm doing a mayim, it's normally 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I want to do a mayim lift, we do 1, 2, 3. On the 4, we lift to go the other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4 would be a normal mayim going the other way. But a mayim lift to this side would be 1, 2, 3, and lift, because that allows you to step back in the other direction. So a mayim lift, instead of stepping out, it just pauses and lifts so that you can reverse direction. The next thing I want to show you is the coupe. A coupe, depending on how the beat of the music, can be quick, can be slow, can be drawn out, or there's variations on this. So depending on the music, but generally speaking, a coupe is going to your left would be, it's a 3-count movement. And so we're going to go right in place and you kind of rock. 1, 2, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. So you put your weight on your front leg and then you go back to your left in place and then back. So 1, 2, 3, or to the other side. 1, 2, 3. Sometimes it's just a quick, almost a bouncing. Sometimes we just go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So those will vary a little bit, but it's a 3-count movement, a little bit to each side. Then we have, you can have a variation on that as well with a hop. So you might do 1, 2, 3, and then hop, or 1, 2, 3, and hop. A hora is another movement, and it's kind of a in-place movement. And you just, usually if you're going to the right, you go step, and then 1, 2, and then step, and then 1, 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's a 3-count movement, side to side, and you step, and then you just quickly in place, and then step, in place, in place. Let's see, the klezmer. Let me see, I'm going to skip that one first. Let's do next the, what I call a reverse mime. So it's, or Eretz, Eretz is the song, which means land, the land. I call this a reverse mime because it's similar to the mime, but you're gonna go stepping, instead of stepping over, you're gonna step behind. So it's kind of the reverse of the mime. So in other words, if I'm going to my right, I'm going to do a reverse mime in this case, or an Eretz step. I'm going to step out with my right, step behind with my left, and then step out. It's kind of a weaving like that pattern. Then I'm going to step out with my left, behind, out. So as I move away from the camera, I'll show you this, because imagine us on the circle line, but we'll go straight more so you can get the feel for this. It's an out, behind, out. Then you step with the left, out, behind, out. Out, behind, out, out, behind, out. And so you're kind of moving by stepping behind, but you're going forward at kind of angles back and forth. And I call that kind of a reverse mime or an Eretz step. We also have sways that we'll do sometimes. So normally, like when I was showing you the coupes, sometimes a modification of that would be just a sway. So you're just going to sway to one side or the other. And it's just basically what it is, just a sway maybe with the arm, or you might just have an in-place kind of a movement like that. There's also the Cherkassia. Now Cherkassia is a 4-count movement also. Basically, most Cherkassias are going to be with the right leg lead. You can have them with the left leg lead, but most of the time, if it's called just a Cherkassia, it'll be the right. And usually you step forward, your hands come up when you're stepping forward, and then your hands go down, stepping back. And it's kind of a rocking motion. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're kind of rocking in your steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's called a Cherkassia. Sometimes we do those quickly, and sometimes we do them very slowly. So sometimes it might be 1, 2, 3, 4. Or it might be 1, 2, 3, 4. So it can be very slow or very quick. Another step that we do often is kind of like I call it kind of a waltzing step, because you have the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 feel to it. In this case, it's going to be just step 1, and then you go left, right. And then step left, right, left. Right, 2, 3 in place, left, 2, 3 in place, right, 2, 3 in place, left, 2, 3 in place. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 type of step. And that can be varied, again, in speed and different variations of it. We also have then the concept of our turns. And now turns are going to be either, you're going to get a full 360 either in 4 steps, 3 steps, or 2 steps. And when I say steps, I also mean beats. So you'll get 4 counts of the beat of the music to get a full circle, 3 or 2 counts. So obviously it's going to speed up the lower the count. So for example, if I'm going to do a turn, I'm going to do a 360 turn, and I'm going to open up, I'm going to step first with my right, and this is a 4 count, we'll start with a 4 count. Right, left is going to face 180 degrees outside from what you were, and you're going blindly over your left to get your next step, that right foot pivots, and then either at a 4-point will close it. So you've gotten around in right, left, right, close. That's a 4 count, 4 beat turn to our right. If I'm going to turn to my left, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to say right or left is going to step out. Right, I'm going to pivot on that left toe to get to here for the 2nd count. 3rd count is going to be pivoting on the right toe and stepping out with the left, kind of over blindly over my shoulder, and then I'm going to close with my right. So again, a 4-point turn to the left is left, right, left, close. Now if I'm going to speed that up to a 3 count, then a lot of times we just don't do the close. So you're going to go same thing, right, left, right, and now you might go into a coupe, or you might do something else from there. So most of the turns are 3-point turns. However, on some songs, you got to get around quickly. So you're going to take that toe and you're going to pivot on the ball of the foot and get around in 2 counts. So you're going to go 1, 2, and I switch in those. You're starting, half of your turn is spinning on this foot, and then you keep the second half spinning on the left foot. So you get your first part of your turn, then you step the second part of your turn, and you get around in 2 counts. Okay, so to the right, we go 1, 2, boom, we're ready to do something else. And same going with to the left, you're going to go 1, 2, and you're there, so you can do the next movement. So for quicker songs, you got to get around faster. You're spinning more on the ball of your foot. Okay, the last movement I want to cover is called a Yemenite. It's probably the hardest step for most people to learn, but once you get it down, everything's easy. So I'm going to start with a back Yemenite. And so if you follow along, it's a 3-count movement, and we're going to start with a back Yemenite, which means you're going to step back with the right, and make sure you stay on the balls of your feet when we're doing this movement. So back with the right, together with the left, forward with the right. That's it. 1, 2, 3. Did you catch that? Okay. So left together, left, or right. So sorry, right, left together, right. That's 1 back, right Yemenite. So you're starting with your right, right, left together, right. That's 1 back, right Yemenite. Now we'll do a back left Yemenite, means we start with our left, left, right together, left. Left, right together, left. Okay? Now let's go back and forth. Let's do a right Yemenite, right in immediately into a left Yemenite. Back Yemenite, I mean. So we go right, left together, right, left, right together, left. Let's do it again. Right, left together, right, left, right together, left. Okay, that's a back Yemenites, right and left. And now we're going to do the normal Yemenites, so we're just going to vary it slightly. But you're doing the same movement, okay? So you're going to step a little bit more out when you step with your right, a little bit more of an angle, stepping back with the left, and then down. So it's right, left joins, right, back across. So it's a little more of an emphasis to the side on a normal Yemenite, whereas the back Yemenite was just straight together. This one is a little bit to the side. So again, a right Yemenite is right, left together, right. Okay? Right, left together, right. A Yemenite to the left then would be left, right together, left. And I don't mean together, your feet are exactly together, but it's joining. So we go left, right, left. Left, right, left. Okay, that was our left Yemenite. So let's do a right Yemenite, left Yemenite. Right, left, right. Left, right, left. Right, left, right. Left, right, left. Just keep working on it. If you struggle a little bit to get that down, and it'll come once you do a few dances, you'll start picking it up. Okay, I think that's it for the basic steps that we'll cover today, and that should get you pretty far in most of the dances, and the rest is just, once you learn the feet, then you can add the hands and the arm movements. So if you're struggling at first with any of the dances at all, get the feet down first, and then move and add the arms, and you should be good to go. Thanks, and I hope you have a blessed day.